What's up, guys? It's Maverick here with another episode of No Guns Live. So, last episode, we went back to the roots of this series, if you will, with Juzo being the sort of private investigator, if you will, bringing on clients and accepting cases to investigate stuff. So in the last episode, we did some of that. Kind of reminded me a lot of Gintama, which is this entire series reminds me of sort of Gintama, sort of like a Gintama light in a way. But at the very end, we do have something to do with Juzo's past, right? In particular, his time back during the war, in his role as the 13th, and at least from my theories and predictions, the fact that he probably wiped out all of his unit mates, squad mates, whatever you want to call it, the rest of the Gunslave units, as a way of disposing of these highly dangerous military weaponry, if you will. So, are we actually going to start from the last part of the last episode and continue on with Juzo explaining stuff, or is this going to be just put aside and we'll get a completely new story here? They could go with either way. Personally, I'm leaning more towards the latter, but hey, they could surprise me. So, in any case, let's get right to it. All right, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, huh. I was wrong. We are starting from the last episode. I killed him. Oh, and we didn't cut into the opening. Yet another surprise. I think that's pretty obvious. And that's exactly why. Well, what do you know? I think maybe Motorcycle Dude might have like a bigger role than I gave him credit for. Hey, I'm all for that. If it actually turns into, like, transitions into a bigger arc, that's exactly the way I like these kinds of things. Having a seemingly innocent and indeed kind of funny, comedic start to an arc, and then just gently, softly getting into the serious parts. And we're about at the halfway point, right? The halfway point of this season. Oh. So is Setsuro gonna do something in this episode? Oh. Kinda. Sorta. hope I miss out. Oh. Really? Okay. It's just... Yeah, that is not the way to treat... Oh, so he didn't do anything to stop them. Well, basically, because that's his job. Like, I killed all of them. Right. Four. 13 and 7. And 2 and Wonderbender. Because they're too powerful. Public backlash? So, so there are still other units, right? His voice sounds so familiar. And we finally get a face to that. Yeah, he followed orders and disposed of the other gunslave units, right? Yeah, he's still thinking about using harmony. So he didn't actually get this. Yeah. You can only, yeah, you can only choose to make a difference, and only that's going to have a meaning after, right? Ah, it's been a while since we've seen these. This is the CEO, right? Oh, wait. So this is going all the way back to season 1, and oh no, wait. I thought it was like the exact same. I thought they were doing a flashback to that scene. Like, we get to fight Juzo again. Mm-hmm. Mega armed. Is this Victor? I was expecting Juzo to be around the corner. Ah, okay, so it's not. Wow. Okay, are these two going to die? No? Oh, it's Tetsuro. Used harmony in the end. This guy. Oh, he's checking to see it really is. Yeah. Lock the current state. Dang it. Okay, do tell then. Oh. Did he have something to do with Juzo? So you turn to extensions. decided to lessen your humanity. And now you want to destroy them all. Okay, I mean, I can get that. I can get that you want to take down Buruhan and whatnot. But why kill off all extensions, though? Why destroy all extensions? And of course, we end right here. You know, I have my suspicions about that soon. But let's talk more after this. Okay, so it seems that in the end, Tetsuro did indeed use Harmony, at least on something, right? Because we can clearly see Andy checking there if he is using Harmony or not. Although, whether or not that is actually Juzo, I have my doubts about that, right? Now, to be fair, I feel like Tetsuro would have his reasons for doing this, working with Spitsbergen, because at least for right now, with his memory loss and all that, he currently only wants the destruction of the corporation, right? He believes the corporation are evil, they're a bad influence on the public, on extendeds as well. He wants to take them down, and Spitsbergen would definitely be some pretty helpful allies in this cause. Not to mention, if you're going up against a corporation, you're definitely going up against a gunslave unit in 7, and so he needs to unlock the full potential of Juzo's power as well. So from that perspective, I could totally see Tetsuro deciding to go down this route. On the other hand, though, part of me still keeps on thinking that it's just a little bit too... I don't know how to say it. It just seems a little bit too perfect? Is that the right word? Just something feels off to me. Something feels odd to me. Like, part of me actually thinks that maybe Tetsuro and Juzo actually talked this out, and even though Tetsuro is using Harmony right now, it's not actually on Juzo, but maybe on something else or someone else, right? And Juzo is simply part of the act to see, like, what the hell Spitsbergen are actually up to, and in an attempt to gain more information. And part of me actually thinks that they might be in on this act together, in order to try and stop Spitsbergen as well. So it could go of either way. I'm not completely decided which way it should be, so I guess that's just something we'll learn in the next one. As for the rest of the episode, yeah, Juzo pretty much confirmed what I've been saying all along. He was basically I mean, to be fair, like, I feel like lots of people probably would have guessed that he already had the title of Reference Slayer. I think that was pretty damn obvious what he was supposed to do. The reasoning for disposing of the gunslave units certainly was not quite exactly as I expected. I thought it was more a case of, you know, just to make sure that these weapons of mass destruction don't go rogue or don't rebel against the state or something like that, just as an insurance policy. But actually, because they are afraid of public backlash and whatnot, I'm not sure if I entirely buy that kind of, story, but hey, that's the story that they're going for. Fine. And, well, you know, I don't... See, even though he is the Reference Slayer and all that, and he probably maybe regrets what he does, if the gunslave units were actually rising up in rebellion, I don't know, that might just be misinformation, though, given by the state. So they could be just trying to live their own lives, because we clearly see how they are treated, right? And near the end of the war, they were just, you know, basically shackled up, treated as prisoners, and taken off to who knows where, right? Maybe locked up away, or maybe just disposed of. That's certainly not the way to treat them. You know, your valuable soldiers during the war. But I guess that's just part of what they are, right? I think the series has been pretty clear up to now that the Guns Life units are not treated as actual, humans or soldiers or whatnot. They were all their former past was wiped out and whatnot. They are just simply tools, and once tools have no use anymore, you dispose of them, right? I think that's what they're trying to get at here, and obviously I can't really agree with that, but you can't also deny the fact that these are pretty damn powerful weapons of war who are probably quite unparalleled when it comes to fighting prowess and whatnot. So anyways, that's I guess something that we'll explore a little bit later. Now right now the biggest question to me is actually in regards to Spitsbergen and in regards to Andy, right? Like, I can get that. Like, people keep on saying, okay, they want to make atonements or whatnot, they feel guilty of what they did before with extensions, the carnage that it brought, like Victor saying the same thing, Andy saying the same thing. Now honestly, I'm kind of pretty meh on this kind of thinking. It's not that I'm not sympathetic or whatnot, but I've always been of the my personal belief has always been, it's not the maker of the gun that's at fault, it's the user of the gun at fault here. So, I'm not, to me, that's, I wouldn't fault them for anything, honestly, even in this kind of situation. It's the people who are giving the orders or who are doing, asking them to do the deeds. That, or indeed the people doing the deeds themselves, those are the people with the problems, not the makers, right? At least that's how I view this kind of situation. But, putting that aside, right? So, wanting to take down the corporation, sure, I can kind of get that, especially since we do see that they're doing a lot of bad stuff and manipulating this, manipulating that, and whatnot. But why does it have to extend all the way to sort of prejudice against extendeds in general, right? In fact, if you really do believe that, what you did to these people are wrong, you shouldn't have turned them into extended, you shouldn't have turned them into weapons of war, and so on and so forth, then you should actually treat these extended as victims as well, right? Wouldn't that make more sense instead of prosecuting them and wanting to scrap and kill all of them? Like, where's the sympathy in that place? Like, come on, these guys literally had their complete lives taken away. You can even say, in essence, that they are dead because, they have no past memories, and perhaps their personality is a little bit altered as well, right? Are they really the same person? So, my thinking right now is that Andy probably joined Spitsbergen kind of like what I was saying about Tetsuro as well, because they seem to be a force that can take down the corporation, and I think that is Andy's ulterior motive. Maybe he doesn't have this sort of deep hatred towards Extended that the rest of the Spitsbergen are exhibiting here. So, that's how I think about the situation anyways. So there we go. That's it for this episode. Even though it had a lot of backstory, a lot of stuff, I think we kind of got already from the past few episodes. So, let's just see in the next one how exactly it turns out. Is Tetsuro just forcefully taking control of Juzo's body or not? And also, since we do see 7 in this episode as well, I think we can look forward to a rematch in the next few episodes. So, stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.